Hi, I'm Sandy, and welcome to another day in Life with Sandy. Well, good morning. Today is Tuesday, March 21st. We only have one birthday. Today is Tiffany Vasquez, Vasquez. Tiffany, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tiffany. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Well, I hope you have a great birthday. You're celebrating it all by your lonesome here on the channel, at least. I'm sure there's other people. I've said this before. I'd like to have like a reunion of everybody that was in the nursery when I was a baby. We wouldn't know each other from, from Adam, I guess. But it would be kind of cool just to see we were all in the same nursery at the same time. You have high school reunions. Why can't you have a baby nursery reunion? The hospital I was born in is no longer a hospital like that takes patients in. I think it's an old person's home now. But it's still there. It's still standing. Just because, like Elton John, I'm still standing. It's still standing. My best friend's mother used to live across the street from it. So it's just like, whatever. But the only plans I have for today is Jim said he'd go with me because it's just as well that he has, because we have to go up to our doctor's office. But I have to give my blood work because I have my thyroid appointment next week. And so I do the blood work the week before. So I'll know my results tomorrow because I have my Beaumont chart. I won't look at my weight. I'll just, cover my face up on my, like on the profile and just look at the results from my thing. Because even though I'm not a doctor, I like to play like I was a doctor, like I know everything. But I have a chart of how my results were, and they've been going up and down. So I'm kind of curious. I am having a little bit of difficulty swallowing, which you'll see on my recipe of the week tomorrow. I wasn't going to include it, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. But it's still, I do choke a little bit. I'm not to the point that, like I had to have a Heimlich remover or anything like that. But I am having difficulty swallowing some items. And a soft taco, which I made a Mexi melt with tacos, somehow doesn't, it kind of like hangs on. It's like, hang on. We don't want to go down to that esophagus. We don't want to go down to the stomach. They're just hanging on for dear life. I shouldn't say I don't choke, because you'll see that I choked a little bit, but it's not like I can't catch my breath or I can't bring the food up or whatever, or continue it down with some drink. But I do think that it's getting larger, my parathyroid. The medications that he has have me taken is vitamin D supplements. I take more in the winter, obviously, than I do in the summer. I think I take 4,000 units a day. And then on Sundays, I'm supposed to take 6,000 units, one day a week. And then he just picks Sunday as my day, which is not a big deal. But so I'm kind of curious to see if my vitamin D levels have kind of come up a little bit. What they're more concerned with is my calcium levels. And they were kind of high last. They were like not really high, but like I forget the range. But I think the high range is like a 10, and I was like a 9.9. So even though the normal, I'm still under the normal, I'm a little bit too close to the high part of it. I do eat too much salt, which I know that kind of leads to the calcium. But we'll see what he has to say. And then on my way there, I'm going to get a shot for pneumonia. I didn't realize that I didn't have the vaccine for the pneumonia. When the doctor came in, and she says, well, did you want to have the pneumonia? And I went, no, not really. She says, really? And I said, no, not really. And she says, well, you had the flu shot and you have the COVID shot. Why are you not wanting the vaccine for the pneumonia? I says, pure stubbornness, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I said, Jim and I don't get, we don't get all these extra shots. And then she says, well, and then she pulled up Jim's chart. She says, because we have that, we can share each other's chart, and it's written on there, so it's not like she was doing something that was like malpractice or anything like that. Jim can see my chart and I can see his chart. I mean, we don't have anything to hide from each other. And she says, well, Jim's had the pneumonia shot. And I go, really? When? And she says, well, when he was in the hospital just recently, they gave him the pneumonia shot. And I went, oh. And I said, well, how often do you have to get it? And she says, once a year, once in your life, that was it. I says, one time in my life is all I got to get it? And she said, yeah. She said, because your tetanus shot's all up to date. Everything's all up to date. The only thing you've never had is the pneumonia shot. So I said, well, what if I've had it with my other doctor and I don't realize it? And she says, no, it would have shown. Like I looked at your chart and I could see that you've never had it. And I says, yeah, okay, I'll have it done. So then a couple minutes later, the nurse comes in. She says, I so apologize. We don't have the vaccine here on site. You'll have to make an appointment and come back another day. And she says, and you don't have to worry about seeing the doctor. Just the nurse can do it. So it's just a nurse practitioner visit. So those are pretty, fast and standard. So I said, okay. So I waited a couple days and I called to make an appointment. I have to go to a certain facility that's not close. It's not far, but it's not close. Okay, so I made the appointment. Then I realized that I made it the same day I'm going for my thyroid, and it's like within 2 miles of where my thyroid is. And it worked out perfectly because my appointment for my thyroid doctor is at 11:15, and this appointment's at 10:20. Yeah, 10:20. And it's like a 5-minute drive to the doctor's office. So even if, just because my appointment's at 10:20, and even though it's just a nurse practitioner, I still know that it's going to take a little bit of time, that I still think I can make it in time to make my 11:15 appointment for that. So I get that all taken care of. The weather's finally starting to get nice. It's really nice. But so anyway, we have to go see the doctors, which is in the same building where I have to give the blood, because when we did the new doctors, when we tried to sign, because I do all of this stuff on the computer. I'm not the best on the computer, but I'm better than Jim. I tried to sign the forms to get the permission for them to, request the records from the other doctor. And I wasn't having any luck with it. So we just we're going to just go into the office and fill out some forms and just manually sign them while we're there. And then I'll get to see what the office looks like, because we were supposed to go over here close to my house. I told you the one that's like 3 minutes away. She's pregnant, I told you that. And so she's pretty much staying close to the one main office and that. So we have to go to that, which is not that far from my house. I think it's like maybe a 10-minute drive, if that. So we're going to do that. Talked to Christy this morning already. I talk to Christy every day. I don't talk to my boys as much. Jimmy once in a while. I saw Jimmy more when he was working on his house. When he was building his house, I saw Jimmy way more than I do now that his house is completely completed. Just with their schedules, with their work and everything. I don't like to intrude on them at home. And I know I'm not an intrusion. I don't mean it to sound like that. But, they both work full-time jobs. And, like when I went to see Jimmy, it was just like he needed that quick little 15-minute break. Because we never stayed longer than 15 minutes. He just needed a break to sit and talk with his mom and kind of take a break from building his house. But now that he's into his house, they get home, they have their routines. And so I don't want to inflict upon that. And I was hoping that Sebastian or Oliver still had another basketball game tomorrow, but their season is over. So now I just got to wait for baseball. Oliver won't play baseball, but Sebastian will. I'm not too sure about Sophia. Sophia played baseball. She not softball. She played baseball. I don't think she played last year. But I think she played in 2021. I know she didn't play in 2020 because there's nobody who was doing anything. But I know she did in 2019. And she does like it. And Aaron plays baseball all the time because Aaron's on 2 leagues. So we'll see about that. Denise's husband, Gary, went for surgery this morning because he had a hernia. And then while they were in there, they found out he had 2 hernias. So the surgery was a little longer than they anticipated. So she called me. She had to be there at 5 in the morning. So she called and woke me up at 8:30. So I just got up for the day. I had to, like I said, I wanted to get over there before I had anything to eat. So, and that's about it, I guess. I'm just trying to trust my judgment on different things. I'm trying to, portion control again. That's my big thing, portion control. And just trying to realize that I got to make some smarter choices. I do think I'm doing some pretty smart choices. I'm still reflecting on what I'm going to do with the Weight Watchers. I love the app. I really do love the app. But do I want to pay $15 for the app? Because I pretty much know the plan, and I think I'm doing pretty well doing it. I show you my tracker every day at the end of the day. Some days I'm a little higher in points than others, but all in all, I think I'm doing a pretty good job. And Jim brought me home some fudge the other day. And I says, oh, thank you. And I was very appreciative of it, and I said, thank you. So it's been sitting on the counter. And so then today he said, I just realized that you gave up sweets for Lent. And he knows that I don't consider I still consider Sundays part of Lent, so I don't eat anything on Sundays. So he said, would you have a problem if I was to give it to this, I forget what her name is, one of the ladies that he works with. I guess the other day his back was bothering him, and so she did all of his trash for him. And so he says, I'd like to give her the fudge just as a thank you. And I said, no, give her the fudge. Give her the fudge, because I don't want to be tempted by it anyhow. I love fudge. I just really love fudge a lot. And it was kind of like a temptation that I didn't need around the house. So I said, yeah, I'm sure she'll appreciate it. And it's not a really big piece of fudge, but the price of fudge, it was like maybe an ounce, maybe 2 ounces, if that. I mean, it was like about that big. So, but, fudge is high in points, high in calories, lots and lots of sugar. So it's better that it's gone. It's just better that it's gone. And then I felt bad the other day, but we didn't get any. But there was some Girl Scouts the other day when it was so cold and it was so windy. And I don't know why, but usually they're inside the Kroger's in the little vestibule. They must not have got a permit or something, but they were standing outside in the cold, in the wind, and they had their little stand set up in the parking lot. Of course, it was closer to the main highway, so they might have picked up some people driving by. I can understand that, but it was too cold to be outside. So I told Jim, I said, let's go by there and buy some cookies. And he says, well, I've already passed it, and so we didn't go turn around and go back. I said, well, we could have at least just given them a donation, to their troop, because a lot of times, like the Boy Scouts, they sell the popcorn, which I think is the worst popcorn I've ever tasted. It's like awful popcorn. So whenever I see like the little boys selling their popcorn or the Cub Scouts or whatever, I always ask them how much the popcorn was, and then I just give them a donation, because I can't see buying it and bringing it home and then just throwing it away. At least they get like a double profit. Maybe they don't. Maybe they just keep the money for their own personal self, but I doubt that. I really do. But if they did, what do I care? I don't care. So, but other than that, I don't have any major plans today. I'm going to watch some YouTube videos, catch up on a couple shows that I've got taped, and I guess that's it. I know, another boring day, but it is what it is. I can't help it. I'm just so anxious to get outside. I can't wait to get outside. I'll be in my happy place. I really will. Oh, you know what? The other day, though, I started a book. I showed it to you. The book when I was with David at the hospital. And I can't find it. I don't know what I did with it. But I found a book that I started that I thought I finished. Let me show you. Where did I put it? Remember me starting this book months ago? I really thought I finished it. And I thought, oh, the bookmark's in here. So I opened it up and then I thought, yeah. Did I finish the book? And I read the first couple paragraphs, and I realized that I never finished the book. So I'm going to finish reading the book today. It's I don't know how he's alive, to be honest with you, and it just shows you that money doesn't solve everything. Like all the money he had and all the adoration that he had from people, and it's like if you have demons, the demons reappear, or they always are there with you. It's a matter of you just kind of trying to keep them out of sight. Sometimes you can keep them out of sight, but they're not out of mind. Demons, everybody has some sort of thing that they're battling every day. You just don't know what they're battling. Mine is my food portion addiction. I battle that every single day. I battle that. But I'm going to stay patient and overcome that battle. I know it's a hard one for me. Whoever said the older you get, the less food you required? Really, I think it's the less sleep, because I get by on 5 or 6 hours of sleep and I'm fine. I really am. So we'll see. But anyway, that's going to do it for now. Let me show you what I had to eat and my tracker at the end. So like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Well, I have to go give blood for my thyroid appointment next week. So Jim said he would go with me and take me. Save me from driving, because you know how much I love to drive. No plans for today. Jim's got to work. House is all clean. Jim didn't even notice that the house was clean. It smelled so fresh. It smelled like pine sol. Anyway, we got to go now. See you soon. Okay, let's eat some breakfast. Today is Tuesday, March 21st. My quote is, it's not about being perfect, it's about effort. For breakfast, I'm going to have some eggs, berries, banana, and a tea, some bacon, toast, and a little bit over a tablespoon of peanut butter. Let's go eat breakfast. Okay, for dinner, we're going to have a salad with some cottage cheese and my iced tea. I did finish off a little bit of these. I have about a tablespoon of the sliced almonds with cranberries. So for my dinner, it's a salad, which consists of cucumbers, spinach, lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and my iced tea. I have an ounce of provolone cheese, an ounce of Polish ham, probably about 6 olives, 2 tablespoons of my Thousand Island dressing, a half a cup of cottage cheese, and probably about a tablespoon of the salad toppings. So that's the dinner for tonight.